Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody. Let's take a look again on the euro currency. So it was some jitter on lower time frames yesterday on hourly chart. You do not see it on the daily and full time frame chart because fluctuations were not really very strong, but on the hourly chart, especially around entry points that we have specified, was some fluctuations. So in general, if you take a look at the daily chart, you hardly will find something outstanding. So market stands on a tight range. Now it starts taking the shape of the flag consolidation, which is really good for a bullish context. All other things stands in place. So we already talked about the target, about overbought. That stands right here about the acceleration of the CDLX. So general things of the bullish context. And appearing of the flag and pattern here is just additional detail in overall bullish background. So here I do not see something really bad. So everything goes generally well. So retracement here almost doesn't exist actually, so it's really tight standing. The one thing that probably you could think about is a possible bullish grabber if it will be formed. Definitely it will happen, not today, because you can see that the MACD lines are not in touch yet, but maybe tomorrow or on Friday something could be formed, and this detail might be important depending on your view on the market, and especially if you intend to take the long position here. By taking a look at the other markets, so take a look at the dollar index, for example, we also do not see something really special. Tight consolidation after collapse. This is not kind of the bullish performance or something. So from that standpoint of view, we could suggest that the context that we discussed still stands in place. On 10-year bonds, the same story. So yes, we see some upward pullback here, possible grabber. Theoretically, it could even trigger some kind of the ABCD pattern on the hourly chart, but general tendency stands to the downside. Grabbers are still in place. So this grabber has the target right there. So if even market will show a kind of the ABCD here, it will not be breaking of the major tendency. Besides, in recent few sessions, you can see where the performance stands. Yield remains under pressure. From that standpoint, it also supportive factor for the euro. On the lower time frames, on the weekly chart, for our time frame chart, of course, here the pattern that we discussed mostly stands in place. So you could see it's mostly the same things. If you measure the extension from the second drive, you will get approximately the same area, maybe slightly lower due to this spike down, but in general there stands relatively close to each other. It's around 1220 area. XOP stands just 13 pips above it. So we could say that this is some cluster that we discussed still holds in place. If you don't like idea of the free drive, no problem. You could just treat it as a butterfly as we did in the beginning and watch just for 1618 extension of this pattern. So from that standpoint, here everything mostly stands the same. I would say that here's even some signs of the bullish dynamic pressure, which is because you could see that the price action mostly stands flat while the trend is going down. So I see some kind of the bullish performance in this area. On the hourly chart, here's where the major tricks stand. Recall our yesterday's discussion. We said take a look at the possible grabber and the possible butterfly if it will be downside continuation, if somehow grabber will be erased, and we talked about the splitting of the position in parts. So you could see that in general this entry worked really great, but action has not become the major upward continuation. So we've got only significant pullback, more than 618 retracement. So here, this trade turns to us as a break-even trade, or even maybe somebody will have closed it with some positive result. Anyway, currently, take a look what we have. Market still dropped back to the 1618 support. 1140 has been tested. This butterfly we do not need anymore. Actually, as the grabber is as well, so it's also not needed in the current circumstances. And 50% support area also we do not need anymore. So currently you could see a very interesting combination. So first of all, we have agreement with the ABCD right around this level, and also we have gutless triple to buy. As potentially might be upper continuation, or at least you could trigger the pullback that already stands in place. The one moment that looks a bit worrying is the fast acceleration here. This is not a good sign for the bullish pattern. But here you will have to make some choice if you prefer to take the position. You have few options. What particular options you could consider? First of all, here you could drop your time frame even more to the 15-minute chart and watch what will happen around this area. Maybe here is minor gutless triple two will be formed on the 15-minute chart and the 5-minute chart. Some other patterns might be formed. If you will get it, you could try and take the long position with significantly smaller risk, because you could place the stop order based on the small pattern on the 15-minute chart. That's the first one. Second option, you could just do not do this and try and take position with the stops just below the zero, suggesting that market could start upper direction. This is the most simple way to act. Finally, since market stands relatively close, as we said, to the daily MACD, you could wait 1-2 sessions maybe, or even on the beginning of the next week. Other words speaking, you could just keep watching for possible bullish grabber. If market will not reach the XOP and grabber will be formed, that might become the great background for possible taking a long position. This is probably most conservative approach, just because market stands very close to the target. But so to get the grabber, you have to wait 1-2 sessions. So chances that these two moments will coincide, I see, is not very significant. But this is also the way how you theoretically could act. In the current circumstances, since we mostly trade on the daily chart and use it as a direction, where we do not consider taking any short positions. So, because if market will keep dropping and reach some lower standing support area, recall what we talked about, this thrusting action. It might be the bread and butter trade. Because market stands very close to the target, bread and butter happens rare, not too often. When the market stands very close to the target, it naturally tending to complete it as soon as possible, and then shows some following reaction or pullback or something. It's just some psychology. So that into what we have. Speaking shortly, we are not considering taking short positions. For taking long position, we have discussed few options that you could follow if you would like to. Choose what you will like more, that it's more suitable to your personality, to your mentality. So, and just keep watching, see what will happen.